Before you lay your head to rest tonight, something is about to shift inside you. Even if you do not feel it yet, stay with me for the next few minutes. Because what happens here could change the way you sleep tonight, and maybe the way you carry tomorrow. Let your breath slow down. Let your shoulders finally drop. Whatever was asked of you today, it is over now, and you do not have to keep carrying it into the dark. Tonight is not about fixing anything else. It is simply about coming home to yourself and to the one who has been waiting patiently for you all along. As you stay with me, something quiet will begin to settle inside you. Not loudly, not all at once. It will arrive the way warmth spreads through a cold room, slowly, gently, until the chill is finally gone. Your spirit will grow still, and somewhere beneath the noise of today, you will feel something you have been missing: peace. Before you do anything else, I want you to slow down, just for a moment. Let your breathing settle. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Whatever this day asked of you is finished now, and you do not have to keep holding on to it. Tonight is not about anything you still need to fix. Tonight is simpler than that. It is about coming home to yourself and to the one who has been waiting for you all along, patient as ever, never once tired of waiting. As you stay with me through these next few minutes, something quiet is going to happen inside of you. You may not notice it right away. It will not arrive with thunder or fireworks. It will come the way warmth spreads through a cold room, slowly, gently, until you suddenly realize you are not shivering anymore. Your spirit will begin to settle. Your thoughts will stop racing in circles, and somewhere underneath all the noise of today, you will feel something that has been missing for a while now: peace. This is not the kind of peace that depends on whether your day went well. It is not the peace that disappears the moment a bill arrives, or a phone call worries you, or someone you love disappoints you again. This is a deeper kind of rest, the kind that does not ask permission from your circumstances before it shows up. It wraps around you like a blanket pulled up to your chin on a cold night, even while the wind outside keeps blowing. You did not earn this peace, and you do not have to. It is simply being offered to you right now, if you are willing to receive it. So before we go any further, I want you to whisper something out loud, even if your voice barely rises above a breath. Say it quietly. Lord, I am here. That is all you need to bring tonight. Not your best behavior. Not your most polished prayer. Just you, exactly as you are. Tired or hopeful or numb, or simply relieved that the day is finally done. He has never once asked you to clean yourself up before coming close. He only ever asked you to come. Maybe today felt like one long climb that never reached the top. Maybe you smiled at people who never noticed how heavy you felt underneath that smile. Maybe you carried a worry all day that you never said out loud to anyone, because you did not want to be a burden, or because you were not even sure how to put it into words. If that is you tonight, hear this clearly. You do not have to perform for this prayer. You do not have to feel a certain way before you are allowed to receive it. Just stay. Just listen. Let the rest come to you instead of chasing after it the way you have been chasing everything else today. Maybe you are the one who held it together for everyone else today. The one who answered every text, calmed every crisis, smiled through every meeting, and never once let anyone see how close you were to breaking. If that is you, I want you to know something. You do not have to hold it together here. Not tonight. Not in this quiet room, with no one watching. You are allowed to finally exhale, all the way, the kind of exhale you have been postponing since this morning. And maybe you are the one who feels like you are falling behind in your own life. Everyone else seems to be moving forward, getting married, getting promoted, getting better, while you feel stuck in the same place you were a year ago. If that thought has been sitting on your chest tonight, set it down for these next few minutes. Your timeline is not broken just because it looks different from someone else's. There is still a plan being written for your life, even on the nights it feels like nothing is happening at all. Let your body do something with me for a moment before we go any further. Unclench your hands if they are clenched. Let your jaw loosen, just a little, the way it does right before sleep finally takes over. Feel where your body is touching the bed, or the couch, or whatever is holding you up right now, and let yourself sink into it instead of resisting it. You do not have to hold yourself up anymore tonight. Whatever surface is beneath you can do that job for you now. Notice your shoulders. Most people carry an entire day on their shoulders without ever realizing it. Let them drop, even half an inch, even just for these next few breaths. Notice your forehead, the place where worry likes to settle and tighten without permission. Let it soften. Let your eyes rest, even if they are still open. There is nothing left to watch for right now, nothing left to brace yourself against. You are safe enough, right here, right now, to let your whole body believe that. Sometimes the body holds on to stress long after the mind has already moved on from it. That tightness in your chest, that knot between your shoulder blades, that shallow breathing, you did not even notice until just now. None of that is weakness. It is simply proof that you made it through something today, even if you cannot name exactly what it was. Let your next breath be a little deeper than the one before it, and the one after that, deeper still. There is no rush. There is nowhere else you need to be tonight except exactly here. Before we go any further, I want to ask you for something small, not because it changes anything in heaven, but because it matters here, on earth, between tired people who are looking for a little proof that they are not the only ones still standing. If tonight's words touch something in you, even just a little, type these words in the comments. Thank you, Lord, for today. Not because it is a magic phrase, but because it is a declaration. You are telling your own heart, out loud, that you made it through. And that counts for more than you think. There is a person scrolling tonight who feels invisible. They have not said a real prayer in longer than they want to admit. They are not even sure God is still listening to them. And sometimes, the thing that brings a person back is not a sermon at all. It is seeing a stranger they will never meet. Write those same 6 words in a comment section at 11 at night. Thank you, Lord, for today. If you have the strength to write that tonight, you might be writing it for someone else too, someone who needed to see it far more than you knew. If you believe God carried you through something today, even something small that no one else noticed, tap that like button before you keep listening. Let it be your quiet amen, the kind you do not need to say out loud for anyone to hear it. And if there is someone in your life tonight, a friend, a parent, a sibling, going through a hard season, who might need these words more than they will ever admit, send this to them. You never know whose night this prayer is about to change. And if this is your first time here, or if you have been coming back night after night, consider staying close. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, whatever that looks like for you. Not because you need another habit added to your day, but because some nights are heavier than others, and it helps to know there is a place waiting for you when they come. You are not just listening to a recording right now. You are joining people all over the world, in their own quiet rooms, who refuse to let the day end without saying thank you first. Now, before the prayer truly begins, I want you to do something with me. Think back over today. Not the highlight reel version, the real version, the one only you actually lived through. Think about the moment your car slowed down just in time. The phone call you almost missed that turned out to matter more than you expected. The argument that almost happened, but somehow did not. The version of today that could have gone so much worse than it did, and somehow, it simply did not. You probably will not remember most of it, because real mercy rarely announces itself. It quietly redirects you a few seconds before disaster, and you go on with your day never knowing how close you came to something painful. That is what protection usually looks like. It does not look dramatic. It looks like an ordinary Tuesday that almost was not ordinary at all. Every single breath you took today, in and out, without even thinking about it, was a gift you never once had to ask for. So tonight, let your heart catch up to that truth. Somewhere in this day, you were covered. Somewhere in this day, you were protected from something you will never even know about. Let that sink in for a moment. Let your chest loosen, just a little. You are not as unprotected as you sometimes feel when the lights go out and the worries start whispering louder than your own thoughts. There has been a hand on your life this whole time, even on the days you forgot to look for it. Let your heart say it quietly. Lord, you have been good to me, even on the day that did not go the way you hoped, even with the door that closed and the answer that still has not come, even with the person who let you down again, or the plan that fell apart right in your hands while you were doing everything you could to hold it together. Somewhere underneath all of that, there has been a kind of care you could not always see, working things out in ways you have not understood yet. Tonight is not about pretending everything made sense. It is about trusting that something steady was still holding you, even in the parts that did not make sense at all. Maybe the hardest part of today was not one big thing. Maybe it was 100 small things, stacked on top of each other, until they felt like one heavy thing by the time evening came. The traffic, the tone in someone's voice, the thing you forgot to do, the text you have been dreading to send. None of those things alone would have broken you. But together, by tonight, they were enough to make you tired in a way that sleep alone might not fix. God sees that kind of tired too. The quiet, accumulated kind that nobody asks about, because it does not look like a crisis from the outside. So now, wherever you are right now, in your bed, on your couch, in the middle of a quiet house that finally stopped making noise, I want you to let your eyes close, if that feels right. Let your hands rest open at your sides, the way you would if you were finally setting something down after carrying it all day long. We are going to pray together now, not as a performance for anyone watching, but as a conversation, the kind you would have with someone who already knows everything about you and loves you anyway, without needing you to explain a single part of it first. This is not a prayer that needs you to have the right words. It only needs you to be honest. So let us begin, together, quietly, the way two tired people might finally sit down at the end of a long day and just start talking. No performance, no pretending, just two voices in a quiet room. Heavenly Father, I come to you tonight with a heart that is more tired than it lets on, but still grateful underneath all of it. You walked with me through this entire day, even through the parts I do not remember asking you to walk through. From the moment I opened my eyes this morning until right now, you have been near. Even when I was too busy, too distracted, or too overwhelmed to notice you were there beside me the whole time. Thank you for my breath. It is such a small thing to be thankful for, and yet without it, nothing else today would have been possible at all. Thank you for my heartbeat, steady and faithful, doing its work without me ever once telling it to. Thank you for the strength that got me out of bed this morning. Even on the mornings it felt like more than I had left in me. Thank you for the people who crossed my path today. The ones who encouraged me without even knowing how much I needed it, and even the ones who challenged me. Because somehow, even friction has a way of shaping me into someone steadier than I was yesterday. Lord, I know some of what happened today. I still do not fully understand. Some moments felt unfair. Some conversations left me confused, replaying themselves over and over in my mind hours later. There were silences where I expected an answer and got nothing back at all. But I am choosing, right now, to trust that you were working in all of it. Even the parts that felt like nothing was happening. You do not waste a single hour of my life, not even the boring ones, not even the hard ones, not even the ones I would honestly rather forget by tomorrow. So tonight, before anything else, I just want to say it plainly. Thank you. Thank you for today. Exactly as it was. Not the version I wished for, but the real one I actually lived through, start to finish. Thank you for being present in it. Even in the background, even in the quiet, even when I forgot to look for you, in the middle of everything else demanding my attention. Thank you, too, for the small mercies I almost overlooked completely. The good cup of coffee started my morning right. The song that came on at exactly the moment I needed to hear it. The kind word from someone who had no idea how much I needed kindness today. The bed I get to lie in tonight. Warm, safe, mine. I do not want to take these things for granted anymore. Lord, I want to notice them the way I would notice them if I had gone without them for a season. Thank you for the version of today I almost walked past without ever saying thank you for it. And Father, thank you for the people who are not physically with me tonight, but who carried me anyway through a memory, through advice they once gave me, through a habit they taught me that helped me get through something hard today. Thank you to every person who poured into me long before tonight, whose fingerprints are still on the way I think and the way I respond to hard moments. I would not be who I am without them, and I would not have made it through today without the foundation they helped build in me. And now, Father, I want to lay this whole day down at your feet. Every conversation I keep, replaying too many times in my head, I give it to you. Every decision I am still second-guessing, I give it to you. Every mistake I made, the words I wish I had not said, the moment I lost my patience with someone who did not deserve it, the chance I let slip by because I was too afraid to take it, I lay all of it down right here. Tonight, in this quiet room, I do not want to carry this into my sleep. I do not want to wake up tomorrow, still dragging today behind me like something tied to my ankle. So Lord, I am letting go, on purpose, right now. I release every worry that has been quietly sitting in the back of my mind all day. The ones about money, about my health, about the people I love, about a future I cannot see clearly yet. I am not pretending those things do not matter. I am simply choosing to stop carrying them alone tonight. You said that those who are weary and worn out could come to you and find rest. Not just the kind of rest that means closing your eyes for a few hours, but the kind that reaches all the way down into the places that have been tense for longer than just one day. So here I am, Lord, tired in ways I do not always say out loud, coming to you exactly like that. Take what I am holding. My hands are open right now. I am not strong enough to keep gripping all of this. And honestly, I do not want to be anymore. I want to be the kind of tired that finally hands things over instead of holding on simply out of habit. Rest is not something I find by trying harder. It is something I find by stopping. So tonight, Lord, I stop. I stop trying to control what I cannot control. I stop replaying what I cannot change. I stop carrying what was never mine to carry alone in the first place. I lay it all down at your feet, every bit of it. And I trust you to hold what I simply cannot hold by myself. Lord, there is something specific I have been carrying that I have not said out loud to anyone yet. You already know what it is. You knew before I even formed the words in my mind. I do not have to explain it to you the way I would have to explain it to another person. I just have to set it down. So tonight, I am setting it down, right here, in the quiet, without needing to say one more sentence about it. You already know, and that is enough. And Lord, I also want to release the version of myself I keep comparing the real me to. The one who never gets tired, never makes mistakes, never falls behind, never says the wrong thing. That version does not exist, and chasing her or chasing him has been exhausting me for longer than today. Tonight, I let go of trying to be that person. I am only asking to be the real one. The tired, honest, still trying one, resting in your hands, instead of in some imaginary version of who I think I am supposed to be by now. Father, thank you for watching over me today, in ways I never even saw with my own eyes. Thank you for the accidents that almost happened but did not. Thank you for the dangers that came close but never reached me, because you were already standing in the way before I even knew there was something to be afraid of. I do not always notice your protection while it is happening. I usually only notice it afterward, when I look back and realize how easily things could have gone differently than they did. So tonight, I am asking you again, cover me. Cover the people I love. Cover this home I am resting in right now, this room, these walls, this bed. Let nothing harmful find its way through these walls tonight. If there is a plan forming against my peace, against my family, against anything I have worked so hard for, I am asking you to undo it before it ever has the chance to begin. Let your protection surround this place the way a fence surrounds a yard, quietly, but completely, without me ever having to stand guard myself. I picture your angels standing at the corners of this room, at the door, by the window, watching through the hours I will not be awake for. I do not need to fully understand exactly how that works to believe that it matters. I just know I want to sleep tonight without fear sitting on my chest, and I am trusting you to make that possible for me. While I rest, you do not. While my eyes are closed, yours are open. While I am still, you are still working, fixing things I cannot fix, healing things I cannot reach, watching over people I cannot watch over myself, no matter how much I wish I could. I am not afraid of the dark tonight, Lord, not because nothing bad exists in this world, but because I know you are far bigger than anything that exists in it. No matter what tried to come against me today, and no matter what might try tomorrow, I believe that nothing formed against me will be allowed to succeed in the end. I speak peace into this room right now, into this house, into this entire night. Let it settle here, undisturbed, until morning finds me still safe, still breathing, still held. Father, I also lift the people I love who are not under this roof with me tonight. My family, wherever they are sleeping right now, watches over them too. The ones who are far away, the ones I worry about more than I admit, the ones going through something hard that I cannot fix for them no matter how much I want to. Place your hand over their homes, the same way I am asking you to place it over mine. Let them sleep peacefully tonight too, even the ones who do not yet know how to ask you for that themselves. And Lord, for the ones in my life who feel distant lately, whether by distance or by something unspoken between us, soften whatever needs softening. Heal whatever needs healing in those relationships. I do not always know how to fix what feels broken between the people I care about and me, but you do. So I am placing those relationships in your hands tonight too, trusting you to do the kind of repair work that I have not been able to do on my own. Lord, before I close my eyes, I want to be honest with you about a few more things. If I said something today that hurt someone, even if I did not mean it that way, I am sorry, and I ask you to help me make it right when I get the chance. If I complained more than I gave thanks today, forgive me for that. If I doubted you in a quiet moment when I should have trusted you instead, forgive me for that too. I do not want to pretend I had a perfect day, because I did not, and you already know that better than I do anyway. So clean me out tonight, the way you clean out a room that has gotten cluttered without anyone really noticing how it happened over time. Take the bitterness I might be holding on to, even toward myself. Take the resentment that crept in somewhere between this morning and now. Take the guilt I keep replaying like an old recording that simply will not stop playing in the back of my mind. I do not want to fall asleep carrying any of that weight tonight. I want to wake up tomorrow lighter than I am right now. Not because the circumstances changed overnight, but because you did the work of making my heart new again while I slept. This is not about earning forgiveness, Lord. I know I cannot do that, no matter how hard I try or how good I behave tomorrow. This is about receiving it, the same way I receive the air I am breathing right now, without having done anything at all to deserve it. So I receive your mercy tonight. I let it cover the parts of today I am embarrassed by. I let it cover the version of me that lost patience, that said the wrong thing, that gave up too quickly on something that actually mattered. Thank you for never once asking me to be perfect before you are willing to love me anyway. Father, I also want to forgive the people I have not forgiven yet. You know who they are. Some of them hurt me recently, and some of them hurt me a long time ago, but I am still carrying it like it happened yesterday. I do not want that weight in my heart anymore. I am not strong enough to forgive on my own most of the time. So I am asking you to do that work in me tonight. Slowly if it needs to be slow, but truly, all the way down to the root of it, so that I am not still carrying this same hurt a year from now. Father, I know my mind does not always stop the moment my body finally gets to rest. Sometimes, the thoughts get louder right when everything else goes quiet around me. So tonight, I am asking you to guard my mind specifically, the way you would guard something precious that you do not want anyone to disturb. I do not want to lie here running through every worst-case scenario my imagination can invent in the dark. I want my thoughts to settle the same way the rest of me is trying to settle right now. So I am going to say something out loud. Even if it is just a whisper, I will not be afraid of what tomorrow holds. I will not let my mind spiral into stories that have not even happened yet. I will not keep replaying conversations that are already over and cannot be changed, no matter how many times I run them back. Every anxious thought that tries to climb into bed with me tonight, I am asking you to quiet it down. One by one, the way a parent calms a child who just woke up from a bad dream in the middle of the night. There is a kind of peace, Lord, that does not depend on whether my circumstances make sense right now. It is not the absence of problems. It is your presence, sitting with me right in the middle of the problems that have not gone away yet. So, I am asking for that kind of peace tonight. The kind that does not need an explanation to feel real. Let it settle over my chest like something physical. Something I can almost feel pressing the tension out of my shoulders, one breath at a time. I trust that you are already working on tomorrow before I even get there. You are not surprised by anything I am worried about right now. Not one single thing. You already know how this story continues, even the parts I cannot see yet from where I am sitting tonight. So tonight, I choose to rest in that. Not because I have it all figured out, but because I trust the one who does, completely and without reservation. Lord, if there is a specific fear keeping me up tonight, something I have not even said out loud yet, I am naming it before you now, quietly, in my own heart. You already know what it is. I do not have to dress it up or make it sound smaller than it actually feels. I am simply handing it to you, the whole real unfiltered size of it, and asking you to carry what feels too heavy for me to carry through one more sleepless night. Father, I also ask for healing in my body tonight. You know every place that aches, every place that is tired, in a way rest alone has not been able to fix. I ask you to touch those places while I sleep. Restore strength to muscles that have been working too hard. Calm a nervous system that has been on alert for longer than it should have been. Whatever I have been carrying physically, the headaches, the tight chest, the exhaustion that sleep does not seem to touch, I am asking you to begin healing it tonight, in ways I may not even notice, until I look back later and realize something shifted. Father, before I close this prayer, I want to think about the people who are not the only ones listening tonight. Someone is hearing these words right now, who is carrying something far heavier than I am. Maybe they just lost someone they loved, and the house feels too quiet without that person filling it the way they used to. Maybe they are lying awake doing math in their head, trying to figure out how the bills are going to get paid this month. Maybe they are sitting with a diagnosis they have not told anyone about yet, because saying it out loud makes it feel too real to face. Lord, I am asking you to meet each one of them right where they are tonight. For the one who is grieving, comfort them in a way words simply cannot reach. Let them know it is all right to cry, because tears have always been a kind of prayer too, even the ones that never turn into actual words. For the one missing someone who is no longer here, Remind them that love does not disappear just because a person did, and that the ache they feel is proof of how deeply they loved, not a sign of weakness. For the one who is anxious about money tonight, open a door they have not seen coming yet, and give them the patience to wait for it, without losing hope along the way. For the one who is sick, or scared about possibly being sick, I am asking for healing and for peace, even before the healing fully arrives. For the parent lying awake, worrying about a child who has drifted far from home, draw that child back, gently, in your own perfect timing, not theirs and not mine. For the person who feels like they have prayed the same prayer for years without any answer at all, remind them that delay does not mean you stopped listening to them. For the one who feels completely alone tonight, even in a house full of people who love them, let them feel, even just for a moment, that they are not as alone as it seems from where they are sitting. Sometimes the heaviest loneliness happens in rooms that are not actually empty. And Lord, for the person who has quietly given up on you, who stopped praying a long time ago because nothing seemed to change, no matter how hard they prayed, I am asking you to find them tonight, in whatever way reaches them best. Let them know your door has never actually closed, even during the years they stopped knocking on it. Whatever they are carrying, however far they think they have wandered, remind them that coming back is always simpler than they expect it to be. It usually just starts with one honest sentence, spoken quietly, the way I am speaking to you right now in this room. For the couple lying in the same bed tonight but feeling miles apart from each other, soften both their hearts before they fall asleep angry at one another again. For the person starting over completely, after a divorce, after a job loss, after a move to a new city, where they do not know a single soul yet, remind them that starting over is not the same thing as starting behind. For the teenager who feels like nobody understands them, and the parent who feels like they are failing no matter how hard they try, meet them both, gently, tonight. For the ones sitting beside a hospital bed right now instead of their own, give them strength for tonight and tomorrow, and however many more nights this season requires of them. For the one who just got news they were not ready for, let your peace arrive faster than the fear did. For the one celebrating something good tonight, while quietly feeling guilty for being happy when someone they love is struggling, let them receive their own joy without apology, because joy is allowed to exist right alongside someone else's hard season. Father, while I sleep tonight, I am asking you to do the kind of work I cannot do for myself, no matter how hard I try. Restore whatever today wore down in me. Restore my energy. Restore my patience. Restore the parts of my hope that got a little dimmer than they were yesterday morning. I cannot manufacture renewal on my own, no matter how much willpower I try to use on myself. So I am asking you to do it the way only you can. Quietly, overnight, while I am not even paying attention to it happening, let my sleep tonight be more than just my body shutting down for a few hours. Let it actually mean something. Let my mind settle into something steady instead of being scattered all over the place. Let whatever dreams come be peaceful ones, not the kind that leave me more tired than I was before I fell asleep in the first place. And when I wake up tomorrow, let me wake up a little stronger than I went to bed, even if nothing about my actual circumstances has changed yet by morning. I believe that you can do more in the quiet hours of the night than I could ever do for myself in an entire day of trying my hardest. So tonight, I am simply going to stop trying and let you work instead. Heal whatever needs healing. Repair whatever needs repairing. Realign whatever has gotten a little off course. In my heart, in my mind, in my plans for the days ahead. I trust that after every long night, morning eventually comes, and it brings something new with it. Even on the nights it felt like it was never going to end. Lord, speak to me while I sleep, if that is something you still do. I know I will not remember every dream, but I trust that even in the ones I forget, something in my spirit is being shaped, gently, in a direction I cannot always see clearly while I am awake. Plant whatever needs planting tonight. Show me whatever I need to see, even if it only shows up tomorrow, as a quiet sense of clarity I cannot fully explain to anyone else. Father, I also want to talk to you about something quieter than fear. Something that does not always look like a crisis from the outside. The tiredness that comes from comparing my life to everyone else's highlight reel. The ache of watching someone else's wedding, someone else's new house, someone else's healthy family, and wondering, quietly, why my own story looks so different. I do not want to carry that comparison into tomorrow. Help me see my own life clearly tonight, not measured against anyone else's, just measured against where I started and how far you have actually brought me since then. Lord, there is a version of me that believes I have to earn rest, earn love, earn a good night's sleep, by proving I did enough today. I want to release that belief tonight. You do not love me more on the days I am productive, and less on the days I barely get through. Your love for me has never once been a transaction. So tonight, I receive rest as a gift, not as a reward I had to unlock by performing well enough. I am allowed to rest simply because I am tired, and that is reason enough. If there is a dream I quietly let go of somewhere along the way, the one I do not talk about anymore because it stopped feeling possible, I bring that to you tonight too. I do not know if it is meant to come back to life, or if you have something different waiting for me instead, something I have not even imagined yet. Either way, I trust you with it. I do not have to keep grieving it alone in silence. You already know exactly what it cost me to set it down. Father, for the parts of me that still feel like a disappointment to myself, or maybe to someone whose approval I have been chasing for years, remind me tonight that I am not defined by where I currently stand. I am not my unfinished goals. I am not my slow progress. I am not the version of my life I expected to have by now. But I do not. I am simply your child, loved in the middle of the becoming, not just at the finish line I have not reached yet. Lord, I want to hear this clearly tonight, the way I would want a parent to say it to me. I am not too much. I am not too sensitive, too slow, too behind, too broken to be loved the way I am right now. The voice that tells me I am too much to handle is not your voice, and I do not have to keep listening to it just because it has been loud for a long time. Your voice has always been quieter and steadier, and it has only ever said one thing about me, over and over, in every season. Beloved, just that. Beloved, even tonight, even like this, even unfinished, I think about all the labels I have collected over the years without meaning to. Too needy, not enough, always late, never quite good enough at the things that seem to matter most to everyone else. I have carried some of those labels for so long, I almost forgot they were ever placed on me by someone else, or by my own fear, instead of by you. Tonight, I want to set every single one of them down, right here, at the end of this hard day, and let you tell me who I actually am instead. I am not my worst moment from this afternoon. I am not the version of me that snapped at someone I love, or the version that froze up in a meeting, or the version that scrolled through my phone for an hour, instead of doing the thing I actually needed to do. Those moments happened, and they are real, but they are not the whole story of who I am. You have never once defined me by my worst 5 minutes. You have always seen the whole of me, the parts still healing, and the parts already strong, and you have called the whole thing good, simply because you made it. I also want to release the fear that I am somehow falling behind in becoming who I am meant to be. Some seasons are for growing quickly, and some seasons are simply for surviving. And surviving still counts. If all I did today was get through it, that is enough. That is not failure. That is faithfulness, the quiet, unglamorous kind that nobody applauds but you notice every single time. So tonight, I let myself off the hook for not doing more than I had the capacity to do today. I did what I could with what I had, and that was already something. Not nothing at all. And Lord, for the part of me that still flinches a little when I hear the word loved, because love has not always felt safe in my life, heal that part tonight too. Let your love be the kind that does not require me to perform, or shrink, or hide the parts of myself that other people once made me feel ashamed of. Let it be the kind of love that simply stays, the way it has already stayed through every season I once thought might be the one that finally pushed it away. And Lord, I think about tomorrow now, not with dread, but with a small, quiet kind of hope. I do not know exactly what it holds, but I know it is a fresh page, untouched by today's mistakes and today's exhaustion. Let me wake up and actually believe that. Let me wake up without immediately reaching for my phone and letting the noise of the world set the tone for my whole day before I have even said good morning to you. Let the first thought in my mind tomorrow be one of gratitude, not dread, even if it is a small one. Help me tomorrow to be patient with the people I love, especially the ones I live with, the ones who see me at my most unfiltered and tired. Help me to extend the same grace to them that I am asking you to extend to me right now. Help me to listen a little longer before responding. Help me to assume the best instead of the worst when someone's tone catches me off guard. Help me to remember, in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday or a hard Thursday, that everyone around me is also carrying something I cannot fully see. And for the parts of tomorrow I am already dreading, the difficult conversation, the appointment, the deadline, the decision I have been putting off, I ask for your strength to meet me exactly there, in that specific moment. Not generally, but precisely when I need it most. I do not need strength for the whole week right now. I just need enough for the next hard thing, and I trust that it will be there the moment I actually need it, the way it always somehow has been before. Lord, I also want to thank you in advance for tomorrow's mercies, the ones I cannot see yet from here. The unexpected kindness from a stranger. The problem resolves itself before it ever becomes a real problem. The conversation is going better than I am currently expecting it to go. I do not know what those mercies will look like yet, but I trust they are already on their way. The same, quiet way. Today's mercies were on their way before I even woke up this morning to receive them. Father, while I am asking for things, I also want to ask for joy. Real joy. Not the loud kind that depends on everything going right, but the steady kind that can exist quietly, even in the middle of a hard season. I have not let myself feel much lightness lately, and I want that to change, even just a little. Starting tomorrow, let me notice something beautiful tomorrow. Something small. The kind of thing I usually walk right past without seeing it. A color in the sky. A stranger's laugh. A moment that makes me smile without even meaning to. Lord, before I close my eyes completely, I want to take one more moment just to tell you who you are to me. You have been my strength on days I did not have any strength left of my own. You have been my comfort when nobody else around me understood what I was actually going through underneath the surface. You have turned some of my hardest seasons into the very things that taught me the most about who I really am. You have stayed faithful, even during the years I was not faithful to you. I do not always understand your timing, Lord, but I am learning to trust it more than I used to a few years ago. I do not always get the answer I am hoping for, but I am learning that your plans tend to be wiser than the ones I would have chosen for myself in the moment. So tonight, even with everything, I still do not understand. I choose to say that you are good. Not because everything around me proves it perfectly right now, but because I have seen enough of your faithfulness over enough years to believe it, even on the nights it is harder to feel than usual. You are worthy of more thanks than I usually remember to give you on an ordinary day like today. So tonight, let this be one of the nights I actually remember to say it fully. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for being close even on the days I forgot to look for you in the middle of everything else going on. Thank you for never giving up on the parts of me that are still very much a work in progress, even now. And Father, I trust you with tomorrow the same way I am trusting you right now. I do not know everything that tomorrow will bring, the conversations I will have, the decisions I will need to make, the small surprises that could go either way. But I know who is already there, waiting on the other side of my sleep. And that is enough for me tonight. I do not need to see the whole road. I just need to trust the one who is walking it with me, one ordinary day at a time. So, Father, as I get ready to close my eyes for tonight, I am asking you for one last thing. Let your peace be the very last thing I feel before I fall asleep, and the very first thing I notice when I wake up tomorrow morning. Watch over this home. Watch over the people I love, wherever they are sleeping tonight, near or far. Watch over everyone listening to this prayer right now. In whatever room, in whatever city, in whatever kind of night they happen to be having tonight. Let every person who needed this tonight feel a little lighter than they did when they first pressed play. Let the ones who are grieving feel a little less alone in it. Let the ones who are anxious feel a little steadier under their own feet. Let the ones who have been doubting feel just enough hope to keep going one more day, even if it is only a small flicker of it for now. And let me, along with all of them, finally rest. The kind of rest that does not just come from closing my eyes, but from actually setting everything down for the night. Thank you for today, Lord. Every part of it, the good and the hard, and the parts I still do not fully understand, even now. Thank you for tonight. This quiet, ordinary, sacred little pocket of time before sleep finally comes and carries me through until morning. I rest now, not because everything is resolved, but because I trust the one who is still holding it all together while I close my eyes. In your name I pray. Amen. If something in this prayer reached you tonight, take a moment before you put your phone down. Whisper your own version of thank you. In your own words, the way you would say it to someone who already knows your whole story and still chose to stay close anyway. You do not need the perfect sentence. You just need an honest one. And if you are still here, still listening, still awake a little longer than you meant to be, know that you were not alone tonight. Somewhere, someone else pressed play on this exact same prayer, carrying their own version of today, their own version of tired, their own quiet hope for a softer tomorrow. You were never the only one in the room, even when the room felt completely silent around you. Sleep well tonight. Let tomorrow take care of itself for now. You have done enough for today, more than you probably gave yourself credit for. Rest now. The rest can wait until morning. Before this prayer comes to a close, I want to ask you one simple question. Out of everything we just prayed together tonight, what is the one part that actually reached you? Maybe it was the reminder that you do not have to carry today into tomorrow. Maybe it was finally permitting yourself to rest without feeling guilty about it. Whatever it was, hold on to it gently, because that one thought might be exactly what you needed to hear tonight. I would love to know what stayed with you. Scroll down and leave a comment telling us the one thing you are taking from tonight's prayer and how you plan to live it out tomorrow. It only takes a moment, but it might encourage someone else who is reading the comments tonight, feeling just as tired as you were when you pressed play. If this prayer gave you even a little peace tonight, please leave a comment below. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It helps this prayer reach the people who need it most. Thank you for staying with us tonight. Rest well. And we will be here again tomorrow, ready to pray with you once more.